Hello, how are you? This is Craig Beck from StopDrinkingExpert.com, the website that helps people around the world to escape the loop of problem drinking. If you are here because you're worried about your drinking, do yourself the biggest favor of your life and reserve your space on the next free Quit Drinking webinar, and I'll explain how this process works so well. So, firstly, apologies. As you probably worked out, it's not live today. I pre-recorded this a little bit earlier in the day. It's very tedious and boring. I have more pet responsibilities. Another dog in the vets today for surgery. It's Leica, one of our oldest dogs. She has some tooth decay. She's having a tooth removed today. So she's had it done, but I need to go and keep my vet's appointment at 4 o'clock, which is when I would normally do the live stream. So apologies. But I wanted to share something with you quite important today that's been shared with me by one of my lifetime members. And this is from Yves Doucette. She's been a longtime member of my coaching program, and she shared this Canadian report on alcohol with me. Because there seems to be a deliberate attempt by the alcohol manufacturers to hide something from you, to hide something from the people of the world. They do not want this becoming common parlance. They do not want this becoming common knowledge. And that is this fact: alcohol causes cancer. No debate. 20 years ago, we could have debated this. And 50% of the room would have said, look, the evidence is not concrete. It's a bit spurious to say. The other half of the room would have said, no, we think it does. Those days are over. We now know conclusively that alcohol causes cancer. And it doesn't just increase your risk slightly. For example, Google this. Google the alcohol risk factor of breast cancer and alcohol drinking. It's not just 1 or 2% increase. It's a dramatic increase in risk if you get in cancer. Now, if you are genetically predisposed to cancer and you are a problem drinker, you're basically saying, give me cancer. You're basically shouting at the top of your voice, I want cancer. That's how profound, that's how dramatic this is. And yet, it seems like the vast majority of people out there have no idea. They know about smoking and cancer. Yeah, they get that. But the vast majority of people seem to have no idea that the same is true of alcohol. Why? Because the alcohol industry is evil and narcissistic and has deliberately suppressed this information. So I want to play you a small video clip now. It's a couple of minutes long that will just open your eyes to what is going on. It is not coincidence. It's not a mistake that the general public don't know that alcohol causes cancer. This is propaganda. This is being deliberately squashed and withheld by the producers of alcohol. So let's take a look at this.
It's not a secret, but it may as well be. Alcohol. Any amount of alcohol can cause cancer.
I did not know that.
This is like the first time I'm hearing about it.
I didn't know that. Cancer's scary.
The truth is scary. Alcohol is a level 1 carcinogen, right up there with tobacco and asbestos. It's one of the top 3 causes of preventable cancer. So why aren't Canadians being warned about it?
There's a lot of misinformation out there. Bottom line is we're in the dark and the industry likes it that way.
Tim Stockwell is a scientist with the Canadian Institute for Substance Use Research at the University of Victoria. He wants people to know the truth.
We probably think alcohol's good for you in moderation, and the industry's been very strong at promoting that message.
Is there any safe amount of alcohol?
Nothing's completely safe. Even drinking 1 drink a day increases your risk of some cancers, including, if you're a woman, breast cancer, but also cancers of the digestive system. And the risk increases with every drink you take.
Kathy Andrews had no idea that the wine she enjoyed most nights before she got pregnant was dangerous. The Vancouver resident ran into the truth after she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2016.
Some of the risk factors for me was that I'd been through IVF with my child and then pregnancy, as well as a stressful lifestyle and drinking, not exercising enough. So all of those things I think played a role.
When you look back now, how much did you know about the risk alcohol carries?
Well, very little. I think there's a lot of mixed messages in the media about alcohol and how it actually can be quite good for you, especially for your heart. What I discovered was that there's quite a lot of research around the connection between alcohol and breast cancer.
And what did you think when you read that?
Why don't I know this?
Most Canadians don't know that their cocktail should come with a cancer warning, and drinking is so normalized, so celebrated, the truth is hard to swallow. Alcohol was linked to 7,000 new cancer cases in Canada in 2020 alone, and those studies that suggest drinking can be good for you, they've been debunked. Dr. Fawad Iqbal is a radiation oncologist at the Durham Regional Cancer Centre in Oshawa, Ontario.
I treat common cancers, treat lung cancer, breast cancer, and colorectal cancers. And I've never, ever had a lung cancer patient ask me, did smoking cause my cancer? Whereas breast cancer and colorectal cancer, pretty much most people don't know that alcohol causes cancer.
What do you think about that?
It's shocking, I guess I would say. Like, we have warning labels on everything I can think of. I bought my kids fishing rods this summer. Their fishing rods had warning labels that says, this fishing rod can cause cancer. Whereas, a level 1 carcinogen that is everywhere has no particular warnings on it. The CMA should advocate for explicit labeling of alcoholic beverages, warning of carcinogenic risk to the consumer.
Iqbal has drafted a proposal to the Canadian Medical Association and has reached out to Ontario's Liquor Board, provincial and federal health authorities, as well as to the Prime Minister.
Why is this so important to you?
I don't like when people are lied to, including myself. This toxin is there for everybody to consume, and nobody's warning you.
Why do you think it's not out there?
Money. It boils down to money.
What do you mean?
Alcohol is a $1.5 trillion a year industry. They'll lose money. That's a heavy lobby group, and money wins at the end of the day.
Money won in the Yukon in 2017. This is where the first study of alcohol cancer labels was tried but barely got tested. Less than a month after researchers put warning labels on alcohol spelling out the cancer risk, they came off under pressure from the alcohol industry.
There's examples of emails from the liquor industry.
Stockwell was one of the study leaders.
The information about cancer was alarmist and misleading.
He has the emails from industry representatives to the Yukon government, claiming the cancer labels were defamatory. The territory, he says, couldn't afford a costly legal battle, so the cancer warning labels were pulled.
Why was the cancer word so problematic, you think?
Well, I think because it's not a good image for their product. You don't need to be a marketing expert to say it's a no-no, to say if you drink this, it might give you cancer.
The alcohol industry continues to evade questions about the cancer risk. We asked Beer Canada, Spirits Canada, and Wine Growers Canada whether they accept the link between alcohol and cancer and whether they believe they have a responsibility to inform consumers of that risk. All three focus their answers on the need to drink responsibly and in moderation. Spirits Canada also referred to the discredited research of the health benefits of drinking alcohol.
Alcohol causes cancer.
The truth may be inconvenient to industry, but awareness is slowly spreading. In Australia, a graphic public health campaign lays out the cancer risk. This one from the US is a stark warning to women about the risk of breast cancer. And just before the pandemic, British Columbia's Fraser Health Authority ran posters spelling out the cancer risks to everyone. And the Yukon study the industry tried to suppress? It's being cited by researchers around the world because it proves information does have an impact. Even though the cancer labels were taken off early, people remembered them and the other labels that stayed on. By the end of the study, alcohol sales dropped by 7%. Another key finding?
People were furious that this existential threat that is masquerading as something safe and glamorous and normal, and it's slowly killing people. Anyone who understands those facts would feel there's a moral obligation on the government to tell its citizens about these risks.
Several European countries are considering cancer warning labels on alcohol. We asked Health Canada if it plans to do the same. It says it continues to fund research into the best ways to inform Canadians of the various harms associated with alcohol use, and says updates to the current national low-risk drinking guidelines and standard drink information are coming.
And make an informed choice.
Andrew says there is no time to waste.
People do need to know, and I think it's a deterrent if you know.
Would it have changed anything for you?
Definitely, yes. I would have abstained or drank a whole lot less, a lot sooner. Now you got it.
She's grateful that she's recovering, but she wants people to know more than she did.
Can cut their lives short and take them away from the people that love them. People putting really dangerous stuff in their bodies, and they don't know. And it's not worth it. Yeah. It's not worth it.
Knowing the risks, she says, means knowing how much you're willing to risk too. Joanna Rimiliotis, CBC News, Vancouver.
Wow. Pretty shocking, isn't it? You know, they tried to put warning labels on bottles. We've talked about this before in the Yukon. And the alcohol industry made them take them off. And as the town council, as the leaders of the town said, they knew they were right. They knew that what they were doing was morally right and scientifically right. They weren't putting anything on those labels that was defamatory or libelous or a lie. It was all correct information. They took them off because they didn't have the money to go to court and fight against the alcohol industry. That's evil. So next time you see a commercial on TV for an alcohol brand, I don't care whether it's Budweiser sponsoring the halftime show at the Super Bowl, or Guinness promoting St. Paddy's Day, or a wine brand sponsoring replays of Friends. I don't care which one it is. I want you to change the way you look at that brand. Instead of seeing light-hearted, fun, social pleasantry, I want you to see it for what it is: pure evil. Because the alcohol industry is exactly where the cigarette industry was in the 1970s. Barefaced lies. They know their product kills people, and yet they constantly deny it. They constantly try and cover that fact up. And the absolute bullshit that the alcohol industry comes out with about, but if you drink in moderation, you know what? F you. How dare you say that? How dare the industry use that as their defense? If you drink this highly addictive substance in moderation, you should be fine. A, that's nonsense. And B, you know full well that the problem drinkers who make up the vast majority of your profits can't drink in moderation. So, despite the marketing, despite the PR agencies that tell us that these alcohol companies are our friend, that we should feel warm and cuddly and cozy in their company, we should see their brands as elegant, sexy, fun. You should look at these alcohol brands the same way you look at Putin. Putin is a psychopath. The alcohol industry is exactly the same. They kill their customers, and they don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care how many people they kill, as long as new people come along to replace the dead ones. That's the wake-up call. So please help me here. Please like this video, share it on your social media. Let's get the message out there using people power. Let's start fighting back against this evil industry. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully back live next week. Have an amazing weekend, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
Discover the world's most successful and respected online quit drinking program today.
Craig Beck helps you understand what alcohol does to you, how it works.
Are you finally ready to take action? Your sober journey begins 11 a.m. Sunday. Reserve your space at my next free